Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Cellar Ladies Live, the 50th edition. And we have got a bit of a special show today because we're going to have lots of guests over an hour and a half. So hopefully I've coordinated it all right and it all goes to plan, but I'm really sorry if it doesn't. So at the minute, I'm joined by Kelly, Flipping Fantastic Finds.
Hiya.
Andrea from Andrea Hills, the legend. And Heather, the treasure pirate.
Hi.
Hi. And we're going to have a couple of guests in a couple of minutes' time. I just wanted to say happy VE Day to everybody. 75 years since the end of Victory in Europe. I don't know about you lot, but I can remember the 50th one, and there was just all programs on all day. Yeah. I think I was I'm trying to do the maths now. I must have been 15. Yeah, and I can remember all the TV shows on for the day. Yeah, so happy VE Day, everybody. And I just want to say, we've kind of realised that Kelly was the mastermind behind Cellar Ladies. We all met up in Hitchin. I think it was the September, wasn't it, Andrea?
Yeah, it was September, yeah.
Yeah, and we all were in a little group chatting, really getting on really well. And we said, we want to meet up every week and have a chat. And we started a little chat group anyway, messenger chat group. And we thought, let's do something like Loose Women and go on every week. And we have done. The first show was the 9th of November, which was hosted by Karen Barnes. Hello, Karen. I don't know if you're watching yet, but we miss you and we'll hope to see you back on the live soon. She can't do lives at the minute because she's got a packed house, so she can't get any peace to do it. But hopefully we'll see you back soon. So the first ever episode we had me, Andrea, Shelley, Karen, Kelly and Carla. And I think week 2 was quite hilarious because Heather joined us for the first time and she can remember. She didn't realise she had YouTube playing, so we could all hear each other about 3 times. And we were all just talking, who is it? We couldn't work out who it was.
Ever the professional. Nope.
Right, so are you ready for our first 2 guests? Let's have our first 2 guests on. And they are Shelley and Sue. Hello, ladies.
Hello.
How are you both?
Good afternoon. Yeah, good, thanks.
All right, love.
Excellent.
Thank you for having us on.
And Sue and Shelley were both at Hitchin as well, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. We had a really good time. Actually, me and Shelley really got to know each other, didn't we, Hitchin? Because we shared a room.
We were sharing. Yeah.
And we had a good chat. And the great thing was, I'm a snorer and Shelley's deaf, so Shelley couldn't hear me snoring. And I thought Shelley was dead at one point. She sleeps so quietly, I was worried. Oh, hello to the chat. Sorry, I always do that. I forget to say hello to everybody in the chat. So hello, Nia, C. Reeves, Laura, Lisa, Granny Kate, Joan Morris, Kath Palmer. Hope you're okay. Oh, she made it from the couch. Well done, Kath. Derek, Alma, Daryl, Antoinette. I think Mummified Sons, Bad Wolf, Kaz Collection. And sorry if I've missed anyone. So hello, everybody. Hope you're all right. So I'm going to ask everybody the same 2 questions, and then we'll take questions from the chat. So get thinking of some questions, please, in the chat. So my first question is, sorry?
Ooh.
I didn't hear that. What was that?
Ooh.
What, are you excited about a question from me? It's not great. My first question is, what has been your favourite ever pickup? And it doesn't have to be what made you the most profit, just what has been your most favourite ever pickup. And I will start with Shelley.
I think, it's not the most profit one, which is bizarre or not bizarre. Possibly the Alf, the soft toy Alf that I got. And I spoke about this on my channel because I didn't even watch Alf, and I think that was 90s. but I recognised him. Must have been from other resellers talking about him, and he's really cute. And I was in the special place, and he was just sat on a sofa. And I thought, oh my God, that looks like Alf. And so oh my God, it's Alf. So I grabbed him and like, yeah, he's mine. I'm having it. And it cost me about 50p. And I got a bit sort of defensive because a woman came up to me and she kept banging on about my Alf and saying, my son or something used to love Alf. Oh, do you remember Alf? And I think, well, no, I don't. But can you just go, because this is my Alf. You're not having him. And he sold. So yeah, probably about 50p, and he sold for about 50 quid, like really quickly. And I was like, oh my God, this is quite early on, I think. So that's my fave, I think. And Soft Toys is cute.
I think clearly that person that wanted that Alf saw that you had an Alf and wanted it to sell it themselves.
I think they were, that person was hoping that I'd go, oh really? Oh, you haven't given to your, no. Yeah. We've got the wrong woman here.
What about you, Lisa? What's been your favourite ever pickup?
I have had a few, and again, it wasn't the most profitable, but the most surprising one, I guess, was wandering into a charity shop that is infamously expensive and never has anything. And I just went in I get feelings of, I really ought to visit a certain shop. I don't know if you other guys do, but it's just like, I feel like I'm meant to go in today. In I walked, sat on a shelf, a set of 5 Le Creuset pans with their lids in white for £10 for the lot.
Oh, wow.
I grabbed them quick enough. But of course, I was walked into town, so I had to walk home with these in my arms. It bloody broke me. But I set my mind to something. That there is no, I will do it. It'll break me, but I'll do it. And I did sell them for a decent amount of money, but I just couldn't believe that they were there. It was like, what the Jeff is going on? Brilliant. Lovely surprise.
Excellent. What about you, Kelly?
Like ever, I've had quite a few nice pickups, but something that sticks with me because I saw it on the whole old Tat Chat, and I think it was either the next car boot I went to or the one after that. I picked one up, and it is a Bolo, and I paid 50p for a flat Eric.
Oh wow!
And I would never normally pick anything like that up. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I saw someone else buy it, and everyone said, "Oh, a flat Eric," and I just went round the corner at the car boot, and he was just laying there on the floor, 50p. Like, oh, I can't believe I'm going to find one every week now. I've never seen one since.
Do you remember how much you sold it for?
I think I got about 45 for him, and he went abroad.
Brilliant.
Yeah, but sold fairly quickly. Yeah.
What about you, Sue?
Favourite, I think, would be Sylvanian Families one, because I love them anyway, and I could play with them all day. But a bit like Heather, I was going in the same charity shop every other day, and I'd not been in for a few days, and I thought, oh, I feel the urge, I think I've got to go. And when I got in, she'd got a little box, and it was about 6 inches square, and she said, oh, I've saved you these, you'll like these little bears. And it was just like rams, so it had gone a bit out of shape, so it ran with stuff. And I said, oh, how much do you want for that? It's just $1.99. I said, oh, I'll have it. Not knowing really what, I didn't really look at box or what were inside. And when it came out, I enjoyed researching it as well, and it was 4 bears, and they'd all got wrong clothes on. So when I identified them, it was a 20th anniversary edition of the Japanese lounge tea room with the mats and stuff. Wow. And the bears had got the little kimonos and the little wooden shoes and stuff. Oh. So I sold the lounge set for 145 within seconds. I'd only gone downstairs. And then the bears I put on, she'd said, have you got any more bears? And I said, well, I have. I'm putting them on in half an hour anyway. The same woman offered 45 for the bears. So I've sold them all. I thought they need to stay together. So I let her have them. Yeah, so from $1.99, but they're super cute with the little shoes and everything.
Oh, that's great, isn't it? They must have been super rare, I reckon, to get that much so quickly. They must have
I think if you look on eBay now, if you've got a new one, I think people are asking about $250.
Mm-hmm. So brilliant. So what about you, Andrea?
I think my favourite pickup ever was that round bamboo shelf that I had.
Oh, the Andrea shelf.
Oh, yeah.
Because I still think about that and think about, you know, the fact that I wish I'd kept it. But yeah, I loved that. And it did go for quite a nice amount of money. So
How does it feel knowing that you started a craze? Because you picked up the bamboo and everybody started buying bamboo on Instagram, and you started a craze.
don't know. Yeah, I don't pick up so much now, only if it's really an amazing thing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I've been racking my brains trying to think. I mean, I found an original Pound Puppy, and I was just so happy I found that, because I always wanted one as a child and I never got one. So I really enjoyed, you know, having that in my stock, and that sold pretty quickly. And I think I paid £1 for it, and I sold it for like £30. And I've got Indie Chick to thank for the vintage perfume and talc set that I found, box set in a charity shop for £3, and I sold that for 40 something. I would have never looked at that, never picked that up if I hadn't heard about that. So that was really...
Was that the tweed? Was that the tweed, Karen?
No, it was I can't even remember the name now. It was a really unusual. It was by Coty. But I can't remember the name of it. I've never seen it before. Obviously, it was still sealed, but I mean, it was late 70s, early 80s, I would say. So why anyone would want that, I don't know, but they did.
Collectors, I imagine.
Yeah.
We love collectors.
I want to say happy birthday to Tilly Louise. It's her 20th birthday today, so happy birthday, Tilly.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
I think it's Frankie's Fine's birthday as well.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
It's all the Taurians in the house. There's a lot of us.
Oh, you Taurus, Heather?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
so am I.
So because we like stuff. It's stuff.
Yeah, my dad's a Taurian, and he's got 3 sheds, chock-a-block full of stuff.
Oh,
One of which we call the boat shed because it is full of sailing paraphernalia, and he sold the boat quite some time ago, but he's still got all the boat stuff. So he needs to get rid of that somehow. My mum moans at him all the time. Right, so the other question was, what would be your perfect day? And I'll ask Sue first for this one. So it can be doing anything you like. What would be your perfect day?
Perfect day at the moment is the same as any other, and always has been really, well, for many years, is family come round and it's a lovely day and we've had Sunday dinner, and then we all sit in the garden and they all just sit round drinking tea while I hide teddies all over the garden for kids to find.
Oh, that's nice. And what about you, Shelley?
I think on my perfect day, there's a lot of meals that I'd like to have. So I'd like to, number one, not get full up at all, so I could keep going. So because I would start off with hotel breakfast, you know, like buffet, like, and just eat loads with my family. Then probably have Christmas dinner with large extended family. Then afternoon tea with my book club friends, and then with some other friends, like cocktails and tapas. Yeah, so it'd be revolving around nice food, I think. Drinks.
I thought that one of you might say something about picking up stock, or is that not like a favourite thing of yours to do, or is it just a job?
Well, I do love picking stuff up, but I also love eating, so maybe you could do a bit of sourcing in between.
Yeah. What about you, Kelly? What would be your perfect day?
Well, yeah, exactly. You haven't got round us all yet. My perfect day would be waking up from a good night's sleep to go to an early morning car boot in the lovely sunshine, pick up loads of bargains, really have a really good car boot pickup day. Come home, nice little nap while Barry cooks me some dinner. And then just chill out for the rest of the day, because you know it wipes you out when you've been to a good car boot on a sunny day. Yeah, just nice chill out in the garden after that. I think that would be, at the minute, that's what I'd like to do right now if I could.
Yeah. What about you, Heather?
Well, I'd like to go to an amazing jumble sale or jumble trail and be basically the only person there. Have it be incredible, full of so much treasure. I'd come away, you know, arms laden, feeling very self-satisfied. I'd come home and then I would fully expect a lovely brunch to have been laid on. We're talking fiction here, obviously.
Yeah, totally.
Nice brunch to be laid on, a bit of smoked salmon and some champagne, and sit in the garden and have some good company. Then I think I'd just like to spend the afternoon reading and not doing anything else. And then I'd like to go out in the evening for a lovely meal, a Michelin-starred restaurant with friends, because I really miss that. And then late at night, if there was a full moon, I would love to be with all my witchy friends and having an amazing ritual that went on all night and watch the sun come up. Perfect day.
Oh, yeah. What about you, Andrea?
Well, I've actually got two. The first is very similar to Heather's and Kelly's, which is a lovely sunny day jumble trail, because I'm craving that like nothing else. But finding all the things that you really want to find, you know, the lovely cheap mid-century lovely things, lots of lovely vintage clothes, and then a pub lunch and a cider by a river or something in the sunshine. But I think that I'm going to say a Disney day. So Disney, Magic Kingdom, Orlando, do magic hours, get fast passes for all my favourite rides so I can ride them all through the day. Have a character meal experience and stay in one of the biggest, loveliest hotels at the end of the day, and, you know, finish the day off with fireworks and stuff. Yeah, that would be the perfect day.
I was racking my brains trying to think what my perfect day would be, and I've obviously got several scenarios, but I think one of them would have to involve clicking my fingers and be able to go to different places, because I wish I could just click my fingers, go to my mum and dad's, and then click my fingers.
You didn't say that was allowed.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I click my fingers and I'm ready. I don't have to have the bother of getting ready, hair and makeup and shower and everything. Just go when I'm ready. And then yeah, I would like a day of charity shopping where all the shops are all next to each other and you just go from one to the next finding little gems, and maybe do that with a few of you guys as well, and we have a nice lunch together, and then I can click my fingers and all the stock's listed. And then I can go around my mum and dad's for dinner and have one of my dad's lovely roast dinners. I'm so lucky that before this all happened, it was my mum's 70th birthday, and we hired a hall and had a big family meal all together. And I'm so happy that happened. And I met my great niece for the first time, and I had a cuddle with her. And I'm so happy that happened before all this, because otherwise I think I would have been a bit more upset now. So yeah.
Well, I didn't know we were bringing us fantasies into this.
Oh, sorry. Well,
I feel that boring.
Traveling or getting ready, there wouldn't be much happening, because as you know, when I go to my mum and dad's, I spend half the day traveling. So
yeah, I'm quite up for joining, crashing everybody's perfect days. They're like, oh, I didn't that. Oh no, like I want fireworks.
I would love to go to Disney, but I don't think I could do the traveling. I mean, my husband's been, and he took loads of video pictures, took loads of pictures of things he thought I would like. He FaceTimed me a few times actually from the park, which was brilliant. And he bought me a load of presents back. But he said to me at the time, I don't think you could hack the traveling, Karin, because it was really hard going. So, but I do love, I love Disney as well.
I think we all want to know what Sue's fantasy day is.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I need to
Bill.
win about 64 million on
All right.
lottery first, and then I want to go and do a
Right,
Pretty
well
Woman thing. I want to dress like Pooh and go down to London or Milan or somewhere and go. Big mistake, you know. And then go back all dolled up with bags and bags of and Sherpas behind me carrying all shopping.
That is a really good bit of Pretty Woman, isn't it? Where she just comes in and goes, big mistake.
Yeah.
Huge.
Do we need to go and let your other guests on car in?
In 4 minutes' time, yes.
Oh, give us a shout then. I don't want to overstay my welcome.
She'll kick you out soon, don't worry.
Oh, I don't know.
Wow.
Has anyone in the chat got any questions for us? Probably not. They've probably asked every single question under the sun. But the best ever pickup, I don't remember. I mean, like, a lot of you there, I can't remember you saying any of those. So I don't think that's one we've talked about. So that's why I thought that was a good one. It was Chris Tyler's birthday yesterday as well. So happy birthday, Chris, for yesterday. The man of mystery.
We've got quite a few Torians in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I think we've been asked many times what our best pickup is in terms of how the return on it. But yeah, we don't talk about our favourite pickups that much, do we?
No. I think it's always the best one, like the one that made the most profit, but rather than your favourite.
Yeah, because money's not all of it, really. I mean, when you're at a boot fair and you kind of stumble across a pair of old ladies who are basically selling what must have been her son's entire Rush and sort of metal 90s collection of T-shirts and sweatshirts, and you can only carry so many. You know, that's memorable.
Yeah.
Especially when they're about £1 each. Yes.
Quick question for Sue and Shelley before you go. Have you ever had an item that's been returned twice? Joan Morris asks.
Oh,
Yes, a pair of shoes. Very boring. Just a pair of shoes.
Yeah.
yeah. I think I had a dress returned twice, and then I had it on for a while, and then I thought, no, it's just jinxed, and so I just donated it. And I can't remember what I think it was. You know, where it's like it was like a size 8 or something, but it was very like oversized or something. So it was, you know, it had to be. And people don't read the measurements and that, do they?
No. Well, that 20 minutes went really quickly. So thanks so much, Sue and Shelley, for joining us.
Yeah,
And everybody go to Shelley's channel after this for the 90s quiz, which should be brilliant.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for joining us, ladies.
See you later. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Right, I know I've got Carla waiting there. Put Carla in. Hello, Carla.
Hello.
So we're just waiting for Becca. Becca, if you're watching in the chat, you're due on with Carla, but there she is. Well done, Becca. Hello. You're Carla, but same question I want. So what's your favourite pickup? Hello?
Sorry, just a sec, Barry. Get out. Honestly. I swear to God, I've not seen my kids for hours. They've not left the bedrooms. They've not made a noise. The second you click for me to come on here, Mum,
Always the way. It's like as soon as you're on the phone, somebody wants you, or pets want to come up and be involved.
there is feedback coming from somewhere, Becca. Have you still got your YouTube window open?
Yeah, I think it might be Becca.
Yeah. Sometimes it does that when your volume's quite high.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Is that any better?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it is.
Yeah, I think it is a little bit. So, Carla,
I might have
what's
birds in
your
a cave.
favourite ever pickup?
My favourite ever pickup. It's probably. There's definitely still feedback. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can't hear you very well.
Feedback's still back. I mean, there.
Yeah, I've got no other windows open, so I don't think it's me.
Becca, could you just mute your microphone just for a minute and we'll see if that does anything?
Okay.
Right, and again.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so it's Becca's sound. So,
Okay.
Carla, what's your favourite ever pickup you've ever found?
Favorite ever pickup is probably 2 sets of Penguin novels that I picked up. I quite often buy box sets of books. If I see a nice box set, I quite often buy it anyway. And these were Penguin Classics novels. One set was orange, one set was blue. And it looked at first glance as though they were all there. And so I grabbed them. I paid £5 for the 2 box sets. He wanted, I think he wanted £4 each. And I hammered him down to a £5 for the 2, which I was already quite pleased with.
Yeah.
When I got them home, I realised they were worth a nice bit of money. But when I checked, one of the books was missing. And I did that thing where you and I'm like, and in the end, I found the missing book on eBay and bought that and finished the set. And I paid a £5 for the 2 and sold the sets for £130, either 130 or 135. I never can quite remember which it was. So it's definitely worth the £5 that I paid plus the extra £3.84 or something it cost me for the additional book to make it set. But it took ages to find the missing book because it was a specific. They'd been made for that box set. They were a specific edition. So I had to find someone who split down their box set rather than just buying any old copy of the book and slotting that in. It had like a number on the spine. So they in this box set, they were numbered 1 to 15 or whatever. And I found so many copies that looked right, but didn't have the number on the spine. And I was like, I can't find the right one.
I should have known yours would be a book because you do love your books, don't you?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Not as much as
Becca, is yours a book as well, or what's your favourite ever pickup?
Has anyone heard of the American Dolls?
American Dolls.
Yeah.
They're just like a doll basically, but they're not porcelain or anything like that. They're just a doll, and you can buy all these different. Quite tall. You could buy all these different outfits for them, and it was a couple of years back now, going around the car boot, and I just saw it, and it just looked quite good quality, this doll, and there was loads of outfits with it. So I asked the bloke how much he wanted, and he was like, "Oh, they were my daughters, and her godparents sent them over from America every time she had birthday, Christmas, Easter." He said, "We just want to go to a good home, so £5 for the lot." And there was I think there was 8 outfits, as well as the original that with all the accessories she had. And I sold the doll for £95, and then every single outfit went for between 30 and 45.
Wow.
So
everybody write that down. American Doll, was it?
Taking it. See, I would miss out on that because I'd sell the outfits with it, and then I'd ruin my profit.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant. So the other question was, what would be your perfect day? Carla?
Are we talking I'm understanding there's no lockdown, and I missed a bit earlier on. Apparently, Karen, you were magic in yours. Am I magic in mine?
Yes, you can have some magic.
Okay, so literally,
Okay, you might have to mute the microphone unless you're talking, because it. Yeah.
Okay. So I can have the power of transporting myself anywhere without having to actually spend the travelling time. That's a handy one, isn't it?
Yeah.
I quite like that one, Karen. So we will start off then with I think I might start with the McDonald's breakfast. I just might. I'll start with the McDonald's breakfast on my way to the biggest, best car boot sale you've ever seen, in temperatures that are just right. It's not too hot, it's not too cold, it's not raining, so everybody's stuff's getting ruined, but also it's not baking, so I'm not melting. All of the things I buy are Bolos, but they're also really, really cheap, and they don't weigh anything. So I can carry on buying stuff. After I basically rinse the car boot sale for all my wonderful bargains, off I go in my car. I'm going for lunch. I think I'm going to go for lunch with all of my friends. So we'll choose somewhere big. Not that I've got any friends, but you lot. What I meant was, hang on a minute. Hang on. Somebody pass me the spade.
Will do.
What I meant was that I don't think of you lot that you would assume that I am one of your best friends. But what I mean is I'd love to have a lovely gathering, everybody. That's what I meant. I didn't mean that any of you thinking, oh, well, Carla's my closest friend. I meant we'll have a lovely gathering and we'll have a nice lunch. And then we'll all go off around the charity shops, and there'll be enough charity shops and enough stuff for all of us so that we don't have to be, fighting. And then we might have a nice I'm on about my 6th meal of this day, I think, so far. And then I think probably just a quiet evening in after that. There we go.
That's what I forgot to say at the end of my evening. Back-to-back episodes of Bake Off and Sewing Bee that I haven't seen. That would be the end of my evening because I love both them shows. So what about you, Becca? What would be your perfect day?
It's really hard, isn't it? Because if there's no rules, then I would not be in England. my perfect day would be overseas somewhere, exploring, I don't know, trekking around, relaxing. But if it's like a more realistic perfect day, then near us is like a really huge car boot sale. It's about a 30-minute drive away. And in summer, quite often I'll go there on my own in the morning. I get there for like 6 o'clock. And then I spend all morning there on my own, just wandering around, enjoying myself, finding some treasures. And then sometimes my husband will come and meet me there with the kids later on when I've finished. And then we drive down the road, and we're then in Southport, and we can go out with the kids for the day on the beach, on the rides, get an ice cream, all that kind of stuff. And then get a takeaway on the way home. And so that I think that's my perfect day here without breaking any physics laws.
A time turner would be nice, wouldn't it? And then you could fit so much more into your perfect day. Yeah.
Notice I spent quite a bit of my perfect day alone. Like, get up about 5:15 and just be alone till about 12 o'clock, 1-ish.
That's my every day.
I like my family, and I don't have to spend any time with them.
Becca, have you ever had anything that's been returned twice?
Don't think so. No, I don't think so. I don't think I've had any cursed objects yet. I've had a few things that haven't been picked up. No, I don't think so.
What about you, Carla? You've sold a lot of stuff.
I was watching when you asked Sue and Shelley that, and I know I have, because I remember referring to a boomerang item, and I think it was nice clothing, but I'm blowed if I can remember anything more about it. But I remember saying this thing's cursed. This is the second time it's come back. But I'm blowed if I can remember what it was. But it would have been a clothing item. It's nearly always clothing that comes home again, isn't it? Or nearly always.
Is it not a dress, Carla?
It might have been. I know I had something.
I remember you saying that, but I feel like it was a dress.
Yeah, I've obviously blanked it because it's a traumatic memory that it hurts too badly.
I haven't had anything returned twice, but I got stupidly excited about that Laura Ashley ball gown that I bought. And it gets so many watches, so many watches, and I send out offers. It's at a reasonable price. And it just makes sense.
I've had that with so many things where you go, yes, this is it. This is a brilliant find. I am a genius. I am the best reseller in the world. And the world goes, no, absolutely not.
What I don't get is that would look fantastic on a TV show or a film because of the massive gold bustle. I mean, it's so of its time. And I just, when I saw it, I thought someone is going to absolutely love that. And it's at the back of that door with a cover on it, and it has been there the whole time. It's just sad.
Waiting for that one perfect person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Our most recent boomerang item was a car lock. It was like a part that goes into the door, for the car lock. And that came back like 3 times, I think. And we ummed and ahed about actually selling it again. And then we did, and it's never come back again. So it's just a weird thing.
I've had things that have come back. at least a couple of things that have come back twice, and one was a pair of walking boots and one was shoes. So shoes are so hard. And there are certain brands that seem to come up slightly smaller, or not exactly true to size. So yeah, I stick them up again, but then if something's come back twice, then I put on it says it's this size. I think you'll find it small. You might be better if you're only a 4 rather than a 4.5. But yeah, I don't think items are cursed. I just think that's the nature of what we do, and the fact that we don't get more returns is quite a good thing.
Yeah. Have you had anything come back, Kelly?
I'm a bit like Carla. I'm sure I have, but I can't think what it is.
Trauma. We blanket because of the trauma.
Yeah, I'm sure I have, but I can't recall what it is. It would be a clothing item or shoes or something like that tend to come back.
Well, I'm not one for swearing, but when a return gets opened, I do swear, and Darren always laughs at me.
Oh, what do you say?
I'm not going to repeat it on here.
We can get.
What's it begin with?
F.
Fudge.
That's what she says. She goes, flipping heck.
Yeah.
That's what I do. I say, oh, fudge. That fudger has opened a return.
That fudging beeper. Andy thinks you say golly gosh gumdrops. I think that sounds about right.
I think my mum's saying fish.
Sorry, Kat.
She never swears, my mum, but she says fish.
She says fish. Did you say?
Pardon?
Did you say she says fish?
Fish.
Oh, fish. I quite like that. It's got a nice sound. Oh, fish.
It's quite funny, isn't it?
And my dad swears like a trooper, but he never swore around us as kids. And the first time I heard him swear, he took me to Ipswich to get my braces adjusted. I think I was 15, and someone cut him up or something, and he stuck his head out the window and swore. I remember being so shocked. I was like, oh my god, that's just swore. I was just so shocked.
Yeah, the first time I heard that, I fell about laughing.
Do you remember sat navs first came out, and they were like, everyone was buying them for the cars, and you could put different voices on them. And I got my dad a sat nav, and I set it up as Ozzy Osbourne, and it would be like, the next fucking left. I just remember going on this trip with my dad with Ozzy Osbourne swerving at every junction, and my dad arguing back with the sat nav and swearing as well. And that was like the first time I'd ever heard my dad swear. And he's like, Ozzy Osbourne would be like, go around the fucking roundabout, and my dad would be like, there's no fucking roundabouts here. Apologies for swearing. There's any children listening.
Sorry, not only a bad influence, but also rubbish at directions, apparently.
Yeah.
I probably swear more at my sat nav than I do at any other piece of equipment that's ever been invented. I mean, Google Maps now. I swear at Google Maps instead, because who uses a sat nav these days? But yeah, probably more than at any other piece of equipment ever.
Yeah.
No, I swear at my phone because of eBay, basically.
Yeah. Well, usually in the car, it's me with Google Maps trying to navigate, and Nick not swearing but shouting at me because I'm not doing it the way I should be doing it, and he's getting frustrated with me.
Well, it's things like, take the next left, and you're like, I'm sure that's somebody's front garden.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, that's where it told me to go. That's where it said to go. It's not my fault.
I think that's what the bus driver says when they get stuck under a railway bridge, isn't it? But the sat nav sent me this way.
My dad hates it if he goes to, when you go near a big city and it's all like a one-way system, he gets really stressed out because he doesn't know where he's going. And he was supposed to be last time I was at my mum and dad's, we were supposed to be going to Colchester for the day, and he could not get into Colchester, and he was getting so stressed. I was like, Dad, just calm down, we'll go somewhere else, it's fine. So, and then someone knocked on the window and said your tire's going flat, so we had to go back out anyway to find somewhere to pump up the tire. So never mind, it wasn't meant to be. I wasn't meant to go to Colchester. Did anyone see any other questions in the chat? Because we've got another 5 minutes for you guys.
I did see one. Let me find it. Talk amongst yourselves.
I've got a question you can answer. What's the item that's been like your most worrisome sale? The one that you're like, please get there and please do not come back. You must have one.
I've got a few actually, but one of them was when I brought the heavy metal band t-shirts and I auctioned them off. A buyer in America, he brought the majority of them. It must have been a dealer. So he had three parcels going out, and I was just absolutely dreading it, going there and him not being happy with them and sending them back or something going wrong along the way. But no, it was fine. But for about 3 weeks, I was absolutely pulling my ear out, waiting to hear something. Something's gone wrong somewhere.
Yeah. But
it worked out in the end. Yeah, but I've had a few like that.
I had that with a pair of leather Ugg boots. They were mine. I'd got them for Christmas, and I just couldn't get on with them. They were a little bit too big for me. So I put them on eBay, and I sold them really quickly because it was near Christmas and the following Christmas, £260. And I thought, oh my God, I'm so worried someone's doing a scam. You know, they're going to say they're not genuine and everything. But I mean, they had the box and all the certificates and all the stuff, you know. But he sent me, I got a message from him and I got so stressed out and I was like, Darren, I don't want to open this message. I opened it and he said, thank you so much. My mum is so pleased with them. I bought them for Christmas. She's so happy. Thank you so much. They're brilliant. And I was like, oh my God.
That always gets you when you've had a sale and they've received it and they send you a message to thank you so much for the lovely item. And you just, oh, I don't want to open this. What is it?
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah. Ditto. Yeah. Yeah, things like cameras, you know, anything that's got things that can go wrong or things that you might not have been able to test in the way that someone who receives it is going to test it. That kind of thing always has me a bit worried. I like to leave a decent amount of time before I go, I can consider that to be gone and sold. Yeah.
Thank you, Steve. I know we all look good for 50. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much.
Okay.
I can be flattered by that. I'm well past 50. Was it Porco Bacan? Isn't that his new fragrance?
I don't know where that come from. Can someone explain that to me?
Apparently smells of pork scratchings, but that's just what I've heard. I mean, I haven't been close enough to him for a while to be sure.
That's rumour, isn't
it?
He didn't smell of pork scratchings when I was arm wrestling him. Mostly of fear, weren't they, I think.
Lots of beer.
Joan Morris wanted to know, have you ever overpriced an item because you didn't really want to sell it?
No.
No. I haven't marked something down when it's not sold because I don't really want to sell it. I've got something that's on my shelf right now and I'm still umming and ahhing whether I would quite like to keep it or whether I should just let it go. But I won't mark it down. It'll just stay there.
Yeah.
No, if I love it that much, I'm keeping it anyway, so it's not going to be listed. And it's very rare that I love anything. as mercenary as it sounds, it's very rare that I love anything more than the money I will get for it. I'm not very stuff. I'm not very. Yeah. I mean, I'm surrounded by lots and lots of stuff, but in my own room, there's not a great deal of actual stuff. I'm not really. Yeah.
I had it with a cardigan once. I'd done the listing and I took all the photographs and it was ready to go live. And I thought, well, I quite like that myself. So I stuck an extra £5 on it than I thought I would get. And it sold more or less instantly. I was thinking, I'll just stick an extra £5 on it while I decide whether I do want it or not. And it's
what an absolute guarantee for selling an item of clothing. Wear it yourself and then as soon as you've worn it, it sells the next morning. You're like, God damn it, what's it?
Then watch the bugger stuff.
Yeah, that's happened
My
to me
thought
once.
comes to an end. Somebody else is due to come in after me, so I'll wave goodbye.
Okay.
Thank you for having
Thanks
me.
for joining me, Carla and
Later.
Becca. Thanks so much. See you later. Bye.
Oh.
Now,
They're gone.
Andrea, you can't stay on, can you? Because
No, because Nick's, yeah, I think,
Nick needs the microphone and that.
yeah.
Am I
All right.
going now too?
Do you want to stay or do you want to go? It's up to
Stay if
you.
you like. I can stay a bit. Just tell me when you want to go and I'll sod off.
Okay. Yeah, you
Same
can
here.
stay.
Same here. I can stay if needed, but yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Well, I'm going to go and I'll watch you from.
Okie dokie.
Oh, just us three.
I've got four. I've got four waiting because I've got Louise, Lex, and Sam joining me with Kirsten.
Do you want me to go
I'll go
first?
then.
Which one of you wants to go?
I'll go and you can let the others in. So see you later. Well done,
All right,
Karen,
thanks,
for organising
See you
everything.
later.
Bye, Kelly. Ooh,
Right.
let him in.
Bear with. Lex and Sam and Louise and lovely Kirsten. Hello.
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 Hiya.
Happy 50th.
Happy 50th,
Congratulations.
Darwin. You look great.
Perfect. Stay over 40, hey?
I know, exactly. Maybe a couple of days over 40. Meow.
I like your t-shirt, Lex.
It's Josie and the Pussycats.
Oh,
Have you ever seen Josie and the Pussycats?
I have. The film.
Yeah, I love it. I'm a punk rock prom queen. Yeah, I love it. Great film.
Let's watch.
So I'm going to ask you guys that have just come in, what is your favourite ever pickup? And I'll start with Lex.
Oh, well, and Sam, this is the one that, well, I've got a few favorite pickups. Sam will hate me for one of them, obviously, because it's the My Little Pony that I bought for 50 pence that ended up being like the rarest My Little Pony in the whole world and the only one that Sam didn't have to complete her entire collection. And so she was like,
I wish.
yeah.
It is a rare one. It was a rare one, though. Like, quite.
Yeah, and it came with like a little hat and a something else, comb or bow or something. I don't know, but
Ponies.
yes, some it had a moon on it. That's all I remember really, and it glowed in the dark. That was pretty cool.
It was a variant of the Princess Ponies, and it was quite a rare one because they did variants, and it was quite a rare one, and that's why it went for lots of dollar.
It did go for lots of dollars. So bought for 50p and then sold for, was it 230 in the end? And that was definitely one that because it was going abroad. And I tell you what, no offense, Sam, you pony buyers.
Okay, some of them, yeah.
Seriously, the messages I was getting, just like, I will look after pony so well. Please give me home. I'm like, all right.
All right, look, they have a pony con every year, you know, where they all go and get dressed up and.
I'm sure they do. Like these are adult women though that are going, I love your plastic.
It's actually men as well. They call bronies.
Yeah, bronies. Yeah, bronies. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Bizarre.
Fortunately, I'm not that sad at the moment. But
no, you're not. You're one of the norms. It's all right.
Mine are all boxed up at my mum's at the moment from when we moved because we've just not got room from here. So, but.
Oh, well, one day you'll have a nice display cabinet full of ponies.
Hopefully, yeah.
No, I was a little bit worried about sending that one out. I mean, sent it like fully insured and everything.
And it was damaged as well. Like,
and it was damaged.
To that price, and it was damaged.
Yeah. But I was a little bit like, it went somewhere very strange, like Estonia or something. Yeah. And, you obviously get paranoid of like, is this going to be some con? Are they going to go, it's not the right one or whatever, and then send you back like, a brick or whatever. And so you do kind of her. But she messaged me through. She messaged me saying that, like, oh no, I collect and I'm on Instagram, and so I follow her on Instagram now, and she really is one of those ones.
You got any pictures up of it?
I think she might have actually. I think she said she's fixed it. That's why I'm following her on Insta to see how well she's done it. So yeah.
There is people that actually do customs from, like, we call them Beatty ponies that have, like, you know, they've like got holes in them, or the tails come out, or the manes come out, or they've got like all the, you know, like all the symbols have faded. There is people that actually do customs, and customs can go for really, really, really good money. And some of them are fantastic. Yeah. They're actually better than the actual My Little Ponies.
I've seen someone do a Borg one before, and that was awesome.
Yeah. Some of them are really talented. Some of the ones I've seen are gorgeous.
Yeah. But no, that was cool. That was definitely. But my if we're talking like money, my best ever one is 0 to 450.
Wow.
And that was a pointless trophy that I won at the Edinburgh Festival, and I sold that to someone in Australia for 450 quid.
Wow.
Yeah. And I mean, I did consider keeping it because obviously it's mine, but I'm like, it's still just a bit of glass. What am I going to do with it? You know, £450. Thank you.
Isn't it really little as well? They make it look big on the TV, and it's only little.
Yeah. So yeah, about like 5 inches tall.
Wow, ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah, £450. Crazy.
So what about you, Sam? What's been your favourite ever pickup? And it doesn't have to be profit-wise; it can just be what you've loved.
My favourite pickup was, staying with the retro vintage toys, was a collection of Polly Pockets that I picked up for £60. It was they put a buy now on, and I snatched it up straight away. The only problem was it was 120 miles away, so I had to drive 120 miles to pick it up. But it was a £60 bundle, and the worth of it was about £400 or £500. And it's all in my collection. All in my collection, yeah. I think I sold a couple of things out of it that I had doubles of. So I thought, like, if the one that I just picked up was better than the one I had, I swapped it out and, you know, did it that way, sort of thing. But it was immaculate, absolutely the stuff. It was an elderly man and lady, and it must have been the children's, and they were moving house and downsizing, so
they weren't precious about it. They just wanted to sell it, basically.
Yeah.
Sorry, the ice cream van is outside my back gate again.
Come on, time. Have fun.
Oh, I really want an ice cream.
So that was my favourite pickup. Yeah.
No, I'm not going to have an ice cream. I'm not going to have one. I've got some mini twisters. They're 2.5 cents.
Or you can have some strawberries and cream.
No, see, I don't do strawberries because of the little pips, and I don't do cream. Don't like cream.
Man.
Sorry.
Get out.
I'm sorry. So, Louise, what's been your favourite ever pickup? I have a feeling I might know, but
I know
I might be wrong.
Oh well, I've had quite a few. I did pick up a boxed Flat Eric once,
Did you?
That was it. That was a pretty special moment. Yes, that was our eyes met across the stall, and literally the man was just taking it out the van, and it was like, you know, slow motion, and I was walking towards it like, Eric. That was £2, so that was fab. But the highest profit one that we ever picked up was actually Mr. Indy. He saw it, and it was an energy monitor for 50p that was just on the top of this store at the Car Boot Fair, 50p, and brand new, unopened. Picked it up, 50p. Looked down, and there was a box of 20, full box of 20 underneath the stall. So he haggled them down to £8. So that was 20 for 40p each, and we sold them for £40 each. So that was £8 into 800
and they sold within about 6 weeks. So that was highest value. And can I squeeze one more in?
Yeah, of course.
My favourite I talk quick. My favourite ever sale was a record player that somebody bought but wanted to collect. And it was the old 1960s, 1970s, the case record players.
Mm-hmm.
And it worked really well. And this man came with his dad, who was in his 80s. And it was for his dad. And he came in my house with his record. And he wanted to test it before he bought it. And he put this record on. I can't remember what it was. And I've never seen somebody's face light up so much as this man. This man's dad, when these records started playing and he hadn't listened to it for years, and his whole face lit up. And it was just fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. So he was so happy, and it just made me feel all warm inside.
Oh, that's lovely. Hello, Kirsten. Are you all right?
Hello.
And what's your favourite ever pickup?
Probably not great financial pickups, but I went to Malvern Fair a couple of years ago and got a beautiful little pot. It was just about this size, quite heavy, like lead, felt like. And I could see that there was sort of marking on the top. So I asked the chap how much, and he said £6. And I tried to haggle him down, but he wasn't having any of it. So I paid him £6. And when I got home, I looked more carefully, and it was all inlaid silver. It was a bidry-ware, beautiful Indian pot. It's probably worth about 100 quid. So it's not like huge profit margins. And I haven't sold it. I've kept it. It's too nice. But once I polished it all off, it looks so nice. And the same fair, I bought a huge, the Chinese dragons from like carnivals and New Year, where they have the big paper mache Chinese dragons. I bought one of those. So the big head and no, actually it was 2 big heads I bought. So they just were fantastic. But I think I paid about 60 quid, and I think I sold them for about 150. So it wasn't a great profit, but they looked amazing, and it's not the sort of thing you come across very often. So,
see, both of them, you said that's not a great profit. To me, that would be a really good profit. But I suppose you've got more overheads and things, so you need a bigger profit.
Yeah.
Than I do.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose, yeah, it is a good profit. But I think when you pay out more, the chances are you don't get the sort of percentage. It's just sometimes when you pick things up for a car boot and you pick them up for 50p or £1 and you sell it for 50 quid or whatever, that's a higher profit margin, isn't it? But it's there.
Yeah. So my next question is, what would be your perfect day? And I shall ask Sam first.
Ooh, me. Perfect day for me would be probably going to a spa. Going to a spa and being pampered all day and having a massage and just relaxing and chilling out, and maybe go out for a meal and stop in a hotel overnight.
We talked about the spa, didn't we, on one of our coffee mornings, and you were saying that would be your idea of heaven. And I said, oh no, I couldn't handle that. I couldn't handle being touched.
Massage. Oh yeah. Well, I was talking to Linda the other night because she and Heather about what's it called? The gong
bath.
Bath. Well, I bought my mum. I got my mum a gift voucher to go to Lush for a massage for her birthday. Obviously, she hasn't been with the lockdown and that. So, but I was going to go along with her, and they do a gong bath massage. So, I am actually going to go and get that done once lockdown's finished. Me and my mum mum's going to book in with her voucher, and I'm going to book in separately, and I'm going to have that one done. So I can't wait.
Nice.
You've had that done, haven't you, Louise?
I've been to a gong bath. I haven't been sort of a gong bath in a spa, but yeah, just a gong bath I've been to. Yeah, been to a few. Fabulous.
Is it good? Good,
Fabulous.
yeah.
Fabulous.
And do you get touched with that or not?
No.
No. So I could handle that then.
No. It's just it's a form of like sort of music, isn't it? Sort of thing. And
are you naked
in a gong bath?
Yeah.
No? Just
Why
any
not?
clothes?
It sounds like the kind of thing you should be naked for.
No, you're just going to bathe in
You're having-
sound.
you bathed in sound. Yes, bathed in sound.
Can you get naked?
If you like.
Let's let you can get your tits out.
As long as the other 30 people that you're going to be naked in front of don't mind, then you can be naked.
Yeah, I mean, they can join in, you know. It might turn into something else then, but you know. That's also fun.
You can get singing bowls as well. I've got a friend who's got a set of singing bowls, and they're really resonant. They're almost too much. I find them a bit overwhelming because they're so, but they're all different tones, and you go in and they play these different tones, and you just lay there and you're swimming in the stuff, really.
Yes.
It's really weird.
I sound weird saying that I can't handle being touched. It's because I get quite anxious and I tense up, and I'm always being told by doctors and things to relax because I'm always so tense. And also I'm very, very ticklish. So I normally end up thinking I'm going to get tickled and then get stressed about that. So that's why I can't handle massage.
You need to calm the shit down.
And you're ticklish because you're tense.
Yeah.
Actually. Being tense will make you more ticklish.
Right.
Is the gong bar thing a little bit like, you know, when you go to a festival or a gig, right? And the bass is so like,
feel it. Yeah.
You can't do it.
Feel it.
Yeah.
In different places. Yeah.
Now that I could totally go for, because I am the one that's like right down the front, in front of the bass bins, going, oh god. So
it was actually a sound bath, so it was gongs and the singing bowls and bells and various. There was like a rainmaker they were playing as well. So all these just beautiful sounds. And the first one I went to, it was an hour and a half. It started listening to all the gongs, and then the man said, "Oh, you can sit up now and have a drink of water." And I thought it was the interval. I thought we'd been there about 15 minutes, and we'd been there over an hour. It was just
wow.
I don't know where the time went. It was just gone.
You were in a trance.
In a trance, I was.
Magical
That
place.
sounds like relaxation then, doesn't it? It really does.
Yeah.
So Kirsten, what would be your perfect day?
It would definitely be somewhere like Barbados, sat at a beach pool bar or something like that, drinking cocktails, watching the sea, good book, and not a lot else. That's my kind of ideal day. I absolutely love just a holiday, basically, would be bliss.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good.
And I'm with you, Karen, on the whole massages and things. I can't do that either. The thought of being touched by people just is a real it just makes me go, oh no.
If Darren does my shoulders, I go like this. I end up like that.
Yeah. I'm exactly the same.
Oh no, I love it. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, whatever. Bring it on.
And I'm really like sadistic. I like it when they dig their elbows right in your back, like, you know what I mean, and get right in there and get all the knots out your back. I love it. Love it.
Sam, you need one of those foam rollers.
Oh Jesus Christ! No, they're torture. Absolutely torture. You can't kill me in, do you, with that? I tell you. Even that other one that I've got, it's a bit softer, but it's still rock hard. Takes a bit of getting used to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what would be your perfect day, Louise?
My perfect day. I have a list. So I get up on the morning, do a little bit of yoga, just ease myself into the day gently, and then I go to a car boot fair. But the days are perfectly sunny, and it's one of those car boot fairs where all of the families have come out and they've got all of the stuff, and there's so much stuff to buy that I have to make lots of trips back to the car. So I've got a full car of stuff, come home, all the family's there, the boys are home, the neighbours around, my mum's over, and we have a lovely barbecue outside with a gazebo up, and my son and husband gets the guitar out, and we just stay there for the rest of the day. So that would be my perfect day.
Sounds lovely. I love a barbecue. So what about you, Lex? Is it going to be strange?
No, but I do kind of want an element of time travel and just being able to bend the laws of physics and stuff. I kind of want a little bit of everyone's day because everyone's has sounded really nice so far. So I'm definitely with Carla and Kelly on the let's go to a really early morning car boot sale, but not the same one as Kelly. I want to be to a different one to Kelly because we would be looking for the same things. So she can have one and then we'll meet up later. And well, do you know what? Honestly, right now, so simple. I'd actually just want to sit outside the T Risha pub, which is like about a mile's walk away. It's got a nice beer garden. I just want to sit out there with my friends and have a nice cold beer and play some cards and just be like freaking normal again. Because that's what we would be doing today, And that's all I want right now. Seriously, like that would be brilliant. So that would be genuinely my perfect day right now. And also lots of gold. Let's go to Barbados, nip off to Croatia. I'll meet Becca in some weird country. We'll have a long bath in somewhere mad as well and everything because they all sound fab. So all of those things, please.
Yes.
Thank you. If you could just make that happen now, Karen, that would be great. Cheers.
Yeah. Lex, I forgot to ask you. I see Emma's there. Did you send Helen the link?
Yeah, I've sent Helen it as well.
She might be there. I might not be able to get everybody in.
Shall I pop out?
Well, you can do if you want. I was going to say, Kirsten, thanks so much for joining us. And thanks for your questions. And we'll
Kirsten going. Oh.
I'm going to pop out as well, Karen, because...
Are you? All right, okay.
See you later.
And stuff, so.
Okay.
Bye.
All
Bye. Bye to those going. Bye.
Can I just say, Becca, no. Okay? I don't want that part. You're mad.
I'll add Emma.
Hi,
Emma.
Hello.
Yeah. Oh,
Scary.
I like that top you're wearing.
Oh, thank you. It's my fancy top. I put it on especially for you guys.
Oh, it looks nice.
Don't worry, it's not.
I'll say, Kirsten, are you okay to stay or do you want to go? It's up to you. Oh, she's gone.
There we are. She made the choice for you. By the way, Christine Davies says hello. She just messaged me. She is watching. She's watching from the phone, but her laptop has died. So just hi, Christine.
And hi, Emma. I don't think we've met before.
No, we haven't. Hi, nice to meet you.
Hi.
Do you follow each other on Instagram, Andy and Emma?
I think so. I follow so many people, I lose track. I probably do.
Yeah.
Apologies for not knowing for sure, but I'm sure I do.
I think, Emma, you're one of the first people I started following when I started reselling, because I think we've been following each other for quite a while.
Yeah. I've been sort of involved in the community and selling full time for just over a year now.
Yeah.
I think Pound Girl was like the first person I actually started talking to on Insta.
Cheryl.
Yeah, Cheryl.
Thanks, Helen.
So I've been following people on YouTube for quite a while.
What's your Mama?
Have you been sitting in the sun, Helen? You're looking a bit red.
She's pissed. That's what it is. She's pissed.
I don't drink.
Yeah, this is just real woman here.
So I don't know if you two have been watching, but I've been asking everybody what your favourite ever pickup is. So shall I start with you, Emma?
Let's have a think. Yeah, my favourite pickup was probably I used to like going to the Tip. There's a tip shop there. I'm not sure it's going to open again now, unfortunately, but yeah, I used to sort of hang out at the Tip. And one day this chap arrived and he was just putting loads of vintage stuff on the table and I was saying, oh God, are you having a bit of a clear out? And he was saying, oh, my mum's just passed away. And I was like, oh God, I'm so sorry. And like, there's loads of dealers around me all grabbing stuff. I was like, oh God, I feel really bad just grabbing stuff, when it's his dead mother's stuff. But I thought if I don't, it's all going to be gone. So I was grabbing stuff myself as well. And I grabbed this one statue, and it was this ugly Japanese chap, and he had like a blue shawl on, and I thought, I'll take it, could be worth something, you know, they don't really charge a lot of the tip. And I got back, I did some research, and it turned out to be a Mudman, and I put it on for about 50, thinking I was asking a lot, on bidding, thankfully, and it went up and up and up, and in the end, it sold for about 150 quid.
Nice.
I think I paid, it must have been like £2 for it at the tip.
Wow.
Yeah, happy days. It's been my favourite.
What was that? A Mudman?
Yeah, I think it turned out to be antique, but we gained popularity in the 60s, I think. But the introductions were quite cheap, but this one was rare apparently, and it was really old.
Never heard of that.
What's this? Thanks.
I'm trying to pat
Helen on the head, I think. So Helen, what's your favourite ever pickup? It doesn't have to be profit, just be what you really liked.
And also, Helen,
Yes.
welcome to YouTube.
Yes, hello,
Hello,
welcome to
Scary.
YouTube.
Is it exciting?
No, it's scary.
Aww.
It's weird. Well, probably about a year ago, I saw on eBay someone selling some vintage Power Rangers. So I mostly sell like kids' toys and stuff. And there's one photo of this massive table, and the photo was really blurry. So I could just make out one thing that I knew was worth about 200 quid just for one little bit. So I cheekily messaged them because it was on auction and said, would you take £150 now? Like, would you list it, buy it now, and I'll come and get it tomorrow? And she said, oh yeah, I would. Like, great. So I drove to this house, and it was a really posh house, and she was a piano teacher for like stars.
Oh.
And so she was like, oh, we're just clearing out the loft, and this is all my son's stuff. He's an only child, so he's been spoilt, and these are all his toys. And she just went, just go and help yourself, pack them up. So I was like, try not to look like just like casually getting them. And then she went, and then I went, oh, thank you. And then she said, I don't suppose you're interested in any of the old, game things like Nintendo, is it? And like Game Boys and all that. And I said, I could be, yes. And she went, do you want to come upstairs? It's all in our spare room. And I said, okay. And she couldn't even open the door. It was just piled, like, and all old, like, toys and, oh my God. And I had to do 3 journeys to get it back, like in the car, with the seats folded down. And
wow.
And I said to her, how much do you want for all the stuff in the spare room? She said, oh, you can just have it. She went, I don't need it. And I said, oh no. I said, I'll give you something for it. And she went, oh, you say? And I said, I'll give you £100. Like, and she went, what, really? I said, yeah. So I gave her like £250 altogether.
Oh, that's good of you.
And it's just, I've never had it ever again. But it was just one of them things where she just wanted rid. But he had every game for every console. Like, and all the consoles were still boxed because they'd just been in the loft.
Blimey.
So
House
that
of
was,
Dreams.
like, the most profitable and the most exciting one.
I'm sure you'll make a lot of people jealous there. I bet a lot of people have dreamt that. What's happened to you is that.
I had as well. Yeah.
That is brilliant.
You know, when you opened the door to the kid's bedroom, was there like a golden light, and did it?
It did feel like that, definitely.
That's insane.
I know.
Wow.
But it just shows that people just dismiss things. And like the next week, I saw her on eBay selling a Twister board game. And she got £7 for it or something. And I thought, you've listed that game, and you couldn't even be bothered to take photos of all that stuff. Just people are strange.
Oh, what Kath has just said. Yeah, I bet her son was gutted. I bet her son came home and went, what the?
Well, she rang him at work and she said, what do you want for these Pokemon games and stuff? And he went, oh, I don't want them. I don't want them anymore. And they're all the Game Boy games, all in the boxes with the manuals and stuff. He went, I don't want them.
Thing is,
So
yeah, if they're like that, then I say definitely fair enough. They just wanted gone, didn't they? You know.
Yeah, they were like doing the loft, like doing a conversion in the loft. So she just wanted it gone out the house.
Yeah.
And I was more than happy to take everything. So.
Brilliant.
I see that a lot when it goes to the tip. Just people don't know the value of stuff and they just take it to the tip. And often they don't take it into the shop. So I'm stood in the shop waiting for people to bring stuff in. And I'm seeing people just chuck things and I'm not allowed to go over and ask them for it. I'll get told off for it. So I'm like, no, don't throw that away.
Thing is, even when I've had it before where even when people know that they've got something good, like I went to a charity shop in Puthcore and this woman was putting two, which was another good pickup, like 2 pool pottery elephants in the window, right? And I have this thing about serendipity and stuff. I've been seeing like elephants loads that week, like on little bits of jewelry and on books and stuff. And then she said to me like, oh, like, because I'd already made like a pile of stuff to buy. And she's like, will you buy these elephants, please? Like, they're good. They're pool pottery. And I was like, oh, I don't know. Like, I've never really bought this kind of thing before. She's like, I'm just so scared of like breaking them. So will you buy them so I don't break them? I was like, okay. I knew nothing about them. Like, I knew, honestly, she charged me £8. But I knew nothing. And then I looked them up, like, you know, when I've gone around the corner, and someone had sold one for £160. I was like, bloody hell! She knew what they were. She was like, oh, they're good. They're really old. They're Art Deco. They're pool pottery. They're really good.
Oh, and I was like, mental. She's supposed to be trying to get money for a charity. She should be giving them away.
She's like, please, I don't want to break them.
No.
I know. Honestly, it was like I was doing her a favour. The thing is, I wouldn't have known. I honestly wouldn't have. I just looked at those elephants and gone like, oh, they're nice, but that's not the kind of thing that I know anything.
You've seen elephants all week, kind of like.
Yeah, honestly, they just kept like popping up, and I was just noticing like, why, you know, just loads of elephants, and then there was that, and it's like, right.
Well, that's really good because my charity shop that I volunteer in, we have a special table out the back, and if anything might be worth some money, it goes on this special table. And it goes to the warehouse and they put it on eBay. So I'm not allowed to buy anything from the special table.
Oh, that's torture.
I'll be calling that the table of doom.
Yeah.
The not fair table.
Yeah,
exactly. Try and catch it before it goes there and say, how much do you want for this? And then she'll price. The rule is she has to price it up, put it out on the shop, and then I can take it and buy it.
Yeah. Pick something up and look at it like it's absolute rubbish. How much for this? This link vase that just looks rubbish. That's my like. How much for this face?
How much for this utter shite?
Yeah, I do that. That's one of me. That's one of me buying strategies. How much is that?
I wouldn't put it out if it was on fire, but I'll buy it off you.
Yeah. Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Has anyone ever picked something up thinking it was worth something and then got home to find out it was actually more special than you thought?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it? It was a clock, and it was really like kitsch. It was 2 Bambis looking at each other, and with a clock face, 1950s, and it had like an iridescent glaze to it. And I thought, that is disgusting. Somebody will love that. So I bought it for like 50p. I did the whole, ooh, how much is this kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I got it back and I thought, I'll get a smooth for this, probably like 30 quid or something, 20 quid. And I think I put it on Instagram, and I think I said something like, I can't decide if I like this. It's pretty yuck. And Cheryl Poundgirl got in touch and said, that's by a certain sort of well-known pottery maker from the 50s.
Right.
So I looked into it.
Silverback, was it?
No.
No.
No, I forgot. It's a lady. But yeah, I think I sold it in the end for like 80 quid.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was quite pleased with that. Once I've done the research and after Cheryl told me. So yeah, ka-ching, that's quite nice.
Fabulous.
What about you, Helen?
Taking chances sometimes, isn't it, on these things?
I couldn't hear Louise. For some reason, I can't hear her. Mike.
Oh, she was saying, is there anything that you've picked up that you thought might be worth something, and then when you've bought it and got it home, you've realised it's worth quite a lot? You just had a feeling when you picked it up. Sorry, a bit on the spot.
I don't know. I'm trying to think.
Sorry, I'm just reading Becca's. She once picked up something that she thought might have some value, and it turned out to be utter shite. Unfortunately, she married him.
Oh dear.
Terrible.
I bought some speakers from a charity shop for £80.
80?
Yeah, they would just look lovely. You know, things just look quality. And I tried to lift one up and couldn't. So I was like, oh. And I looked on the back, and I'd never heard of them, and was looking, and I was thinking, well, they just feel nice. But I thought, I can't lift them myself and take them to the car. So I had to go back later with my partner, and she was like, you're spending 80 quid on some speakers? I went, yeah. She went, well, what do they sell for? I said, I can't find any, like on eBay. I couldn't find any. So I said, I'm just going to take like the gamble and buy them. So they sat in the hallway for like about 2 months before I could get around to testing them. And then managed to sell them for, I think, got 660.
Oh,
wow. And this
nice.
bloke drove all the way from Devon to get them.
Brilliant.
And he was just like, he brought all his kit to test them and was like, oh yes, the trebly, bassy, bitty thing was really good, and I can't believe the sound that's coming from the frontal orbital thingy. I was like, yeah, they're great. I don't know what he's on about.
You've just got to trust your gut sometimes, haven't you?
Yeah.
I think you look at things and it goes into your subconscious mind, and you might recognise something, but you don't know you're recognising it, but there's a niggling in the back of your head. I've seen this somewhere before, and it's worth something.
I did that with the Moz the Monster. when that came out of a bag of stuff I was sorting. I looked at it and I thought, I'm sure this is something. And then I saw the John Lewis tag and I thought, oh yeah. And then it was one of the cuddly toys that's worth quite a bit.
Is that the one with the things around the wrists?
No, it's Moz the Monster from a John Lewis Christmas advert, and he's got one sock on. Yeah, and he was in really good condition.
I might recognise it if I see it. I don't know.
I'm just seeing in the chat, Daryl bought some bike pedals for £4 and sold them for 50 quid.
Wow.
For bike pedals? Just the pedals?
Yeah.
I'd want the whole bike for 50 quid.
And isn't that just the kind of thing that you might see, like, in a bin in the charity shop or at a car boot, and you totally just go like, not buying them, whatever. You wouldn't even look at them, would you, unless you knew?
Exactly.
Yeah.
One of the favourite things I like to pick up is vintage perfumes and aftershaves. And I just saw this aftershave. It was sealed, and it had Caesar's Man, and it looked like 1970s. It looked like Del Boy had left his aftershave on the table. That's what it looked like. It was leopard print. It looked terrible. So I thought it was a pound. Go on, I'll have a gamble. Have a gamble for £1. And on closer inspection, it was actually Caesar Man, and it was from Las Vegas, from Caesar's Palace Hotel. It was their signature aftershave, and I sold it for £120.
Oh my god!
I know.
Wow,
brilliant!
I didn't think you could sell perfume. I've never really thought about buying old perfume before.
Yeah.
No, definitely. Yeah.
People like the bottles, don't they? Like the fancy little bottles.
It's not just it's the discontinued ones, Emma. I mean, a lot of people pay good money for old Avon perfumes.
Right.
You know, ones that you can't buy anymore, discontinued ones.
Is it ones that like aren't opened, so you can still use them? They're not gone off. Kind of
I mean, preferably, but I have sold part used ones before.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I know that there's
Sorry, I mentioned you before, Louise. That the one I picked up. Remember, it was by Coty. It was the talc and the
yes,
perfume. I can't remember what it was called, but I picked that up because of seeing you pick stuff up, and then I paid like £3 for it, and I sold it for 40. I think it was 48 plus postage. So that was really good.
Well done, fabulous.
Great.
Sorry, apparently I've been rude and not introduced Emma and Helen. Obviously, people haven't seen Emma and Helen, although you might have seen Emma because we've had Emma on before, I think, haven't we?
No,
this is my first live.
We had her on a private. Yeah, we had her on a private.
Oh, we had her on a coffee morning, didn't we? We didn't actually have you.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
Right.
So Emma's from Instagram. I don't know if anyone. She's put her Instagram there. She sells seashells.
You say it. Go on, you say it.
She sells seashells, not seashore. And Helen has been at all our meetups, I think, haven't you?
Yes.
I think you have, Helen. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's obviously a reseller as well. So we thought we'd have some different people on to celebrate the 50th episode. So thank you so much, ladies, for joining us. That's
okay.
Thank you. That was
it's so nice to hear other people's pickups and what. Yes, Lex.
Can I just ask, Helen?
Yes, Lex.
Where's Boo?
Come here. Come here. Come here. Right, come here.
Come on, Boo.
Come here. Come here.
She's asleep. Come here.
Aww.
Wait a minute. Oh.
Because that's what we're all here for, really.
Oh.
Look at her. Hello. It's like, no.
Oh.
Oh, bless.
Oh, bless.
Ruined it now, haven't I?
Yes, thank you so much for joining us, ladies. That was brilliant. You had some brilliant stories there.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me on.
You're welcome.
Welcome.
Thanks,
You're both welcome anytime. Anytime. If you'd like to come on again, just let us know. We'll add you to our little Seller Ladies live chat group that we have.
Maybe not the live one. It's too nerve-wracking. Oh. Nails left.
Fine, honestly.
It's not as bad as I thought it would be, actually. It's okay.
Exactly.
Brilliantly.
Exactly.
Glad you came on.
Oh, I didn't ask you both what your perfect day would be. What would your perfect day be, Helen?
Going away in my camper, I think. Dave.
Anywhere particular or just
Devon? Definitely
Devon.
Devon. Yeah.
Devon is lovely.
Devon via Bridgend. Yeah.
Yeah. By Bristol.
Because it's on the way, obviously.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And what about you, Emma?
Perfect day.
I think I'll sort of wrap up a few days I've had in the past. I'll sort of combine them. One of them, when I was younger, as a group of us went to the river and we all just wild swam in the river. And we sort of just sunbathed on the side on a really sunny day. So a bit of that, maybe like a picnic, which I did another birthday by the river. And then went to a 1940s day at the Severn Valley Railway. We had like reenactments on each station. We went on the Severn Valley Railway train. There was a group of us for my birthday. And we all got dressed up in 1940s clothes, got our hair professionally done. And we all camped in the evening, went for a meal, and it was just wonderful. So I'd combine all of them days, I think. Yeah, just hanging with my mates, having fun,
That sounds good.
Fabulous.
That's good.
Well, believe it or not, I've done an hour and a half.
Done.
Well done, Karen.
With your ninja organisation skills.
Yeah, fair play.
And I'm going to apologise. I don't know if you'll see it, but sorry, Darren, for biting your head off this morning. I always get stressed before I host Seller Ladies. I don't know why, but it was fun. It was all good.
It was very good.
All the lovely ladies that joined me. We had Andrea, Heather, Kelly, Shelley, Sue, Carla, Becca, Louise, Lex, Sam, Kirsten, Emma, and Helen. So thank you, everybody. And we'll see you next week, but we're not sure on whose channel yet because we're not sure if Kelly can do it or not. So we'll see you next week. and don't know whose channel. But thanks everyone, and we had a great time, I think, and some great stories. So yeah, see you next week.
Awkward wave, everyone. Awkward wave.